Alright, let's talk heavy hardware. Today we're looking at the top 5 most iconic heavy machine guns of World War II. These are the absolute meat grinders that redefined the battlefield. Alright, buckle up. Let's get straight into it. Kicking things off at number 5. The Type 92 Heavy Machine Gun. This was the absolute workhorse for the Japanese Imperial Army during the war. Under the hood, the design was actually based on French tech, and visually it shares a lot of DNA with the older Type 3 Taisho, but with its receiver and barrel completely wrapped in those cooling fins. Honestly, it looks like a pheasant with its feathers all ruffled up, which is exactly how it earned the famous nickname the Pheasant Neck, rocking a 721mm barrel. This entire setup on a tripod weighs a massive 55.3 kilos. It feeds off a rigid 30-round metal strip, pumping out roughly 450 to 580 rounds a minute, reaching out effectively to about 800 meters. Production finally ground to a halt after the surrender. They pumped out over 45,000 of these units in total, and at least 30,000 of them ended up captured and turned right back against them. Now moving on to number 4. The legendary Maxim heavy machine gun. This masterpiece was created by British-American inventor Hiram Maxim way back in 1883. This was the world's first truly automatic machine gun, an absolute game-changer. During its first real trial by fire in 1893, just 4 Maxim guns were enough to hold off the entire Matabele army. The attacking forces were absolutely devastated, losing over 3,000 men in that fight. After that bloodbath, every nation on Earth rushed to build their own versions. Internally, the operating system is actually quite complex. It runs a 673mm barrel, and with the mount you're looking at a heavy 55.8 kilos. It chews through a 6.4-meter long canvas belt. You can tap it for single shots or let it eat on full auto. Pushing 744 meters per second, it reaches out to 1,000 meters. This became standard issue for militaries all over the globe. It absolutely dominated the trenches of World War I and World War II. And believe it or not, it's still stacking brass in some parts of the world today. Its birth permanently changed the face of modern warfare. It even paved the way for iconic variants we all know, like the legendary British Vickers Mark I, and the Chinese Nanjing Jinling Arsenal version, the Type 24 alongside countless others. Now, stepping up to number 3, the American M1919A4. This legendary piece of American-made hardware is an air-cooled medium machine gun, born from the classic water-cooled 1917 own Browning. During WW2, this was the absolute backbone of U.S. infantry fire support, clocking in at only about 21 kilograms. It's incredibly versatile and highly maneuverable. You can pack up and shift positions in a heartbeat for rapid deployment. Overall length sits at 964 millimeters, and the bare gun itself weighs just 14 kilos. She spits 30 caliber, 7.62 by 63 millimeter rounds at 853 meters per second, effectively reaching out to 1,400 meters. This platform saw heavy action all through the 20th century, especially getting hot during the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Not to mention she was mounted on all sorts of armor, serving as a rock-solid coaxial gun in the heat of battle. Coming in hot at number 2, the Soviet DShK 1938, the Dushka. This was the heavy anti-aircraft beast that started it all. Running a gas-operated system, it originally fed from a bulky 30-round drum, but that just didn't hold enough ammo for a sustained firefight. So after a short initial production run, they upgraded her to a belt-fed system to keep the lead flying. That simple change seriously cranked up the rate of fire. It became the go-to heavy machine gun for the Soviets during and long after WW2. And it wasn't just for swatting planes out of the sky either. It was perfect for suppressing infantry and absolutely chewing through enemy cover. The barrel alone is a massive 1070 millimeters. Once you bolt on the wheeled carriage and armor shield, the total package hits a crushing 157 kilograms. It chucks heavy-duty 12.7 by 108 millimeter rounds, leaving the muzzle at 850 meters per second. Its max range reaches out to a staggering 2,500 meters. Truly, one of the most devastating heavy machine guns ever fielded. Long after World War II ended, it remained the heavy hitter of choice for countless nations across the globe. As their standard heavy-hitting setup, even today, you won't just find it in standing armies. It's a massive favorite for irregular forces everywhere, serving as the primary muscle in modern conflicts. And finally, at number 1, the American M2 Browning. Better known to the troops as the Deuce or the 50 cal. This absolute masterpiece was created by the legendary gun designer, John Moses Browning himself. This beast is a heavy-hitting, large-caliber monster that redefined the battlefield. It was originally engineered to counter German anti-tank rifles of the era. We're talking about that 7.62mm Browning caliber. Running on a proven short recoil operation system, this thing doesn't just hit like a truck, it hits from incredible distances. You'll find it hard-mounted on tanks, Humvees, and almost every tactical vehicle out there. The gun itself is a massive 1,654 millimeters long, and she weighs in at a solid 38 kilos, completely empty. It relies on a specialized disintegrating belt to keep the lead flying, dumping 450 to 600 rounds downrange every single minute. Its effective range, a staggering 1,800 meters. Since its design was finalized and issued to the troops back in 1921, it's been a staple in every major conflict the U.S. has fought across the globe. Even today, it remains the reigning heavy machine gun for dozens of nations. With over 3 million units produced, its legacy is untouchable. So which of these heavy hitters would you want in a firefight? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Get some. Running hot. Send it. That's what I'm talking about. Clear. Toss me another belt. Man, I love this job. Alright, range is cold. See you all in the next one.